Videoblog.
Hey there, this is Tim from Twice Circled, and welcome to episode 13 of the official Big Pharma video blog. Now this is the third in a series of vlogs where I'm playing a single game, trying to get us a little bit further along in the kind of flow of a game, if you like, getting to some of those later machines and some of those later technologies. Now, where we left off, we just finished this rather fetching double production line creating ADHD medicine. And you might have noticed a strange little bug in the last episode. I'm going to try and get that sorted. But our second medication wasn't showing. So, but it's when I reloaded it, it's all fine. And you can see that currently the profit is actually lower than our old medication. But that's because it's got higher process costs. To make that, because we're running it through an additional agglomerator and an additional evaporator to get it to the concentration where it's at double strength, if you remember correctly. Or just kind of as a little reminder, we've got this all the way up to this end concentration, 20, where it's a double 200% strength. But what I'm hoping is that as this has a much higher ratio of attention to focus, you can see there we've got about 10%, and here we've got just under 50% effectiveness. Our brand value should hopefully rise relatively quickly, and then soon this will actually, well, in the long term at least, this should make us more profit. Now we've just unlocked the autoclave, which, if you remember from the last episode, we were attempting to unlock so that we could access this level 3 cure, reduces stroke risk. So now we have that. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. We have 4 scientists in hand. We could just let that find us some upgrade points, or we could assign it somewhere else. We're still getting this. I don't think we need the Sub-Geo Zero training yet, because we still haven't got all of the desert locations yet. Is the creamer necessary? I don't think it is in this in our particular circumstance. The way the random kind of way that the drug effects are populated in the ingredients we've come across in this particular game means that I haven't seen a lot of worth in the creamer so far. Shaker will be necessary eventually. Mass tooling decreases purchase price of machines, could be worth getting. Or we just get some upgrades. I'm tempted just to go for the upgrades for now until we've got another production line down, because we've just got a new machine which should help us with the next production line. Now it's that's going to be useful in making our, not the migraines, this one over here, our treats angina. We're going to upgrade this. And I'm thinking first thing we should do is just reuse this little bit of space we've got here, because we don't actually have to change much of this production line, hopefully, to get this going. So we go through 3 evaporators. So what's the point of this? So why are we going through 3 evaporators? Okay, we made these 3 evaporators before we had the agglomerator. We could save a bit of space by replacing them. It depends how much we're going to have to move the concentration to get it up to the next level. I think, to be honest, we probably can leave those 3 evaporators in. They are more efficient than our agglomerators anyway. Although, we could just concentrate all of our research in agglomerator tech, and then all of our upgrades. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to replace them. Probably a little unnecessary. But, I don't know. Maybe we start phasing out. I was originally thinking, if you remember in the last game, I was thinking about concentrating on evaporators and dissolvers, but actually I'm thinking let's phase those out, and let's move towards a more kind of high-tech distribution of machines. You do want to, I think, wherever possible. I mean, I've not played it a huge amount, so I haven't quite worked out all the balance, what the right strategies are. But I think wherever possible, you want to concentrate your upgrades in a particular machine. Okay, so that's ready to upgrade with an autoclave. Now, autoclave has a process time of 2. Pretty high process costs, but it has the potential to change a concentration very quickly. Of course, we're not using it here to change the concentration. We're using it because we need to upgrade. So it's kind of an interesting one here. That halving of the concentration is probably going to be a liability, because it's going to take the concentration right down there, and then look at all this. We've got to increase it by quite a lot before we can get back up to here. But in other cases, you'd find that halving of that concentration would not be a liability. It'd be an opportunity to make a big change without too much process costs. Okay, we got 7 scientists now. That's really good. We can bust a load of upgrades into planning position to decrease our plot cost even further. It's probably worth starting on this because it takes 7 months. I'm so torn. Or should we just get some of these? No, I said the plan was to go for upgrades. Okay, let's stick to it. I've realised I've been a little bit silly here because ideally we want to have 2 of these autoclaves so we can keep we can make this at maximum. We make this at maximum efficiency. Let's move these out the way for now. I think this should work. And then when that comes out, it comes out at... Oh, we're going to have to deal with this annoying side effect. That's a pain. We've got to get it back up to 10. So that's just 2 more agglomerators, isn't it? Okay. And now, do we want to use the... Oh, we don't have the creamer yet, so I guess we just use the pill makers. But we are going to have an active side effect here. We haven't bothered to test this ingredient yet, so we don't know how bad the side effect's going to be. Ooh, we've run out of money. Now, the reason we run out of money there is because what we're currently doing at this point is we're investing an awful lot in the stock. So all of the ingredients that are held in our production line until we start selling them, they kind of act as a kind of inertia, if you like. And you're investing not only in the ingredients themselves, but in all of the process costs along the line. And so up until the point you start selling it, you're spending a lot of extra money. What you would have found is that would have worked its way out once it had reached the front of the production line. Things would have stopped moving through, and our original kind of profits would have carried it over. But you've got to be careful there. It's not just the investment in the machines. You find yourself you make this kind of extra indirect investment afterwards. What should we go for? Blood thinning, skin flaming. Capsules. Red hot. Okay, red hot blood thinning caps. Hey, what do you reckon? Red hot blood thinning caps. You gonna be interested in that? Okay, making some money. Profit 297. What are we getting here? 199. Okay. You see, this is interesting, isn't it? Look, what I think it's interesting. Reduces stroke risk worth 628 compared to 382, and look at this high demand. But actually, because of the increased process costs, the profit we're getting from it is good. It's an entire 100 more than the level 2 cure we're just making, but it's not as much as you might think. And this just shows how important it is to kind of make your production line efficiently and use as few machines as possible, and to choose sensible upgrades. Okay, now this is perfect. Look, we've just started to move out of the angina business by moving into the stroke medication. So that's not actually going to hurt us as much as you might think, because if you click on treats angina, we've actually just had an increase in the value as we eased off our own production of it. But then now, as the competitor is moving in on this particular market, it's going to start pushing the price down again. If we can fit it in, I mean, it'd be great to have just upgrade this second angina as well. It does depend on how sensitive the stroke cure is. So we're at 70% saturation, ooh, a little bit more. So to be honest, it can't really take much more than a single sale each turn. like two, if I had two production lines and 2 cells per turn, that would start to push the price down. I'm not completely 100% sure about this. I think as I add more AIs and stuff and make the AI a bit more competitive, I think probably this is going to be a little bit high, as in like it shouldn't be becoming this saturated so easily, and it should be possible to kind of sell two of maybe 2 per turn of a medicine like this. As you go up the tree, though, of course, it gets more difficult to make that many, to have a high production rate, and you'll find the cures will be more sensitive. Combat sickle cell anemia, for example, is I know is going to be very sensitive to the amount we sell, because there's just not that many people who have it. You can look at the number of cases, 838,000. I'm not sure how accurate that is compared to 1.6 million here. One of the things I'm considering, actually, just on a side note, is making these numbers of casing, instead of even trying to make them like realistic numbers, like painkillers, we got kind of like 6.3 million per month. It's not ludicrous. I'm tempted just to reduce them and make these numbers much more similar to the sort of numbers you're working with in your factory. And so, I mean, how would you guys feel about that if, for example, if this number was more like 630, and literally every time you sold a painkiller, it was satisfying one of these cases per month, and so you could really get a feel for the exact numbers, like the numbers in your factory. You're selling one pill, and that kind of cures one patient. And we could even tie it up to these numbers here, depending on how effective your cure is. So 9 attentions focused. Well, that would only have actually reduced the cases by 9, or satisfied nine cases. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know what you think about that. I kind of like the idea of it all being super tight and it all relating to each other, and you can kind of follow the numbers going through. Because at the moment you can do that. Everything in your factory, you can follow exactly how many ingredients go into what. But as soon as we get to this point, it's kind of like I've tried to kind of emulate the real life numbers, and I'm not sure how well that works. Wow, antidepressants getting hammered. Am I making that still? Yeah, I am. Current profit 6. I mean, that's pointless. Let's get rid of that. Okay. It's just no point. We've got 2 more sockets to work with here. 2 here, 2 there. I'm wondering what we should go for next. How good is this looking? 30 strokes avoided. That's not bad. I think we've probably hit on a pretty good percentage strength there. And the rashes seems pretty low. So I think that's worth it. I mean, personally, I think if I was avoiding a stroke, I'd be okay with getting a rash. So what's the next thing we want to go for? We're actually getting really good amount of money in now. We've got this stroke medicine coming through. Oh, you can see my borrow limit's actually started to go up quite a lot now. We're making some good money. It's stupid having to click this button every single time you want to borrow $1,000. It's a bit of a hangover from when all of the values were reduced. So yeah, I'm actually going to completely change up the loan system. It's going to be like a fixed loan that you get in one go, in one big chunk, as opposed to this with a fixed interest rate, rather than this silly kind of click system that we got at the moment. Okay, let's try and get to a higher level cure. What are we aiming for now? Should we try and get sickle cell anemia? I mean, it's pretty simple. Just keep going up that tree. We don't need any catalysts. Actually, I think it's time we got a new... okay. No curative effect. Viral. Relaxant. Lungs. Well, let's just hire 2 and get on the viral train. I know the AI got this one a lot earlier, but they haven't actually hammered the price as you might think, interestingly enough. They've only saturated by 79. So the rash is good though. Ooh. That's interesting. Look at this. Our stroke medicine is actually causing rashes in people, and it's actually causing a net increase in rashes, even though it's December, which is when there's actually less rashes naturally. The idea being that like eczema is kind of agitated by kind of grass and summer. Wicked. Okay, I think we might have to take advantage of that. Wait, we want... Relaxant, lungs. No, it's Sub-Zero. It's the last one. The rashes. That's so annoying. Okay, well that's going to get huge. Okay. We got loads of upgrade points. 29. So this is interesting. This is where I'm thinking, interesting. The game suddenly feels a little bit too... Suddenly I've got a lot of money. I got a lot of upgrade points. We'll see. We'll see if, as I go forward now, if I end up spending it all. I think it makes sense to go for this. We really need a new catalyst, actually. We really need the triangle one. That costs 6. Because we need that if we want to access either of these cures. Interesting. We're going for the chromatograph. I mean, so yeah, I could easily spend this money, in fairness, if I ended up... Because, I mean, I don't actually need this catalyst. So I could easily invest in another 4 explorers. So I'm not sure. I mean, there's definitely ways of spending this money. And when you notice that it's 14 grand for a new plot at the moment. Okay. Need to make a plan for the second half of this video. What are we going to do? We've got 29 upgrade points. I mean, that is a little bit silly. I mean, maybe I need to... It goes 1, 2, 4, I think then 8 and 16. But I mean, look. I mean, I can just absolutely... Well, no, it does go quite quick, those upgrade points, actually. And that was 7 scientists, all just idle. Maybe it's balanced. Maybe it's more balanced than I think. There's still an awful lot of machines left to upgrade, you see. But maybe these need to get even more expensive as you get them up. Multi-mixer, do I need a... Probably not worth it. Might be worth getting that. Decreases it by 5. It's not bad. Auto tester. Ooh, planning position. Yeah, that's worth getting. Okay, do we want to get anything else? I'm kind of tempted. I'd quite like to show you the centrifuge because I've not shown you that yet. It's pretty cool. I don't know if it's actually going to be that useful right now. So the centrifuge doesn't just add things together, it swaps them. So you can be very specific about what you want to do with a certain drug. I'm aware that when I try and be clever, it normally bites me in the ass. So I'm getting cold symptoms currently with that ingredient. Should I hire 6 guys and throw them into this? Get that extra catalyst? Let's do it. And let's just sell all this. I shouldn't have sold those pill printers, really. Okay, what are we going to make? So what's our best thing here? To be honest, it's still the stroke medicine, but then again, I can't make too much more of it, or I'll cannibalize my own profits. Let's forget that. Yeah, eases migraines okay. Angina, we don't really want to make any more of because the AI is going for it. This is nice. Let's forget our old one. Our stubble strength ADHD meds are doing pretty well. Nice increasing brand value there. And that will just keep increasing our profit. Remember that brand value is applied to the combined value and not the you're not the profit. So actually you're not just getting plus 4% profit there. You're getting plus 4% to the value, and then because about half of the money's going in processing costs, you'll be getting maybe more like 8% increase in your actual profit. So that will pay us back quite quickly. What cure do we want to go for? I mean, what's the AI going for? Should we mess with him? He's got some really rubbish. Now, the AI currently does not sell old production lines when they're doing badly. So I mean, this is just awful. He will be losing money on this every single turn, I guarantee you. And he doesn't get out of old production lines because I've not told him how yet. So I think the AI is basically dead in the water. He's screwed himself, which just happens basically after a while. I definitely need to improve him. I want to do something with the centrifuge, to be honest. I just don't know what I could do with it. I could do something. Centrifuge is quite cool when you're doing something with the sachet maker, but I haven't got that yet. Yeah, we definitely need that catalyst. We're working on the chromatograph. Should we get another stroke risk? Probably a mistake. Antidepressants definitely not worth it. ADHD is still pretty good. This catalyst is really screwing us. See, maybe this is an issue in terms of the design of the cure trees. I don't know. This is Maybe not. I don't know. Level 2 is going from level 2 to level 3 is pretty typical. But it's kind of annoying that it's kind of blocking us at the same time. Like, it'd be cool if like one of these needed the autoclave. Well, we've just done the one that needed the autoclave. I think ignore me actually. I think that's just something that's getting in the way of me rampaging on through the game. It's not necessarily a bad design. It's just something I'm having to deal with. Could we make a really good painkiller? Painkiller's actually got pretty good demand. Pretty low saturation because it's such a low... It's so many people need painkillers. We could actually saturate that a lot more. Okay. So what I'm going to do is make some really good painkillers as a kind of investment in the future. So I'm actually just going to throw a load of raw ingredients directly into my auto tester. Find out where prompt sleepiness and painkiller have their highest max strength concentrations, and then kind of choose the optimum, and then just start churning out a load of painkillers. It's not the best use of plot space, but seeing as we've got a bit of space here, and I don't want to cannibalize my high value drugs. Cool. Okay. Well, we can definitely get into the antibiotic business. Yeah, not the best demands, to be honest. It's the AI making them. He is. What's the saturation levels like? 49%. Okay, no, we could totally make some of those. Oh, look, our borrow limit's gone back down to 58,000. It's way too variable. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Oh, we've got awful side effects to deal with, actually. Not sure this is a good idea. Should we do what we're doing with the painkillers and try and find like a really good... actually make like a good one and then maybe force the AI out of the market? Testing. Okay, I think we've got another 10 minutes before I wrap up this vlog, maybe 5 minutes. It'd be cool to do something else before the end of it. We're on our way there. I mean, it's quite a big deal. As soon as we get this this ingredient, that's going to unlock another 2 different cures we could go for. So yeah, we're already making. I think we're already making that. We don't want to make that. We're already making that with pretty high saturations. Yeah, I think this is the right thing to do. Go for the antibiotics. Wait a minute, yes, I was making painkillers. Oh, I've got this wrong, haven't I? Sorry, I need to make that into an antibiotic before I start making the... Okay, there's the max painkiller, that's wicked. I've done this wrong. So I need to turn this into an antibiotic first. So we go agglomerator. And then I think it's another agglomerator. It is. There we go. We found out where the max painkiller is, but we found out prompt sleepiness too, apparently. I'm not sure if we should have. I don't remember that coming up. That might be a bug. Okay, so interesting. To get to the max painkiller, we do have to go relatively close to the prompt sleepiness, but we're still a little bit further away from it, so I don't think it's too bad. It's a massive concentration to go down. I'm wondering though, maybe if we use the autoclave, because the autoclave, if you look at it, it's actually only costs 40, whereas an ionizer costs 23. We'd have to use quite a lot of ionizers to get down that far. So... Oops. I don't have enough money. Okay. This is an experiment. I'm not sure if this is a good a good idea, but I'm still exploring. I'd like this to work. I think that's the thing, is I'd like this sort of kind of inventive play to be profitable. I'm just not sure it is yet. It just, sometimes it feels like it's that I should just be making, getting the chromatograph and then just going up to sickle cell anemia cures, not mess around with these low ones. Oh man, we do actually have to use another ionizer. Oh dear. Out of money. How did we run out of money? We had so much money a minute ago. We even fired those researchers, those explorers. Okay. Hey, okay. Good. Let's get this chromatograph. Oh, 7. Okay, should we fire this extra guy? I hope you'll agree that this new research system's better. I feel like I've got a lot more choice about what I want to research. I didn't bother going for the condenser or the centrifuge or the shaker or the creamer. I kind of teched right up to this. I don't know. It just feels, before it felt very much like I was researching a lot of stuff that I didn't want, and now I don't feel like I'm doing that very much. Antibiotic. Okay. Stop testing. Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. What's that concentration? It's 7. We need to get it up to max strength of 14. We could use a condenser if we had it. Or we just go up with 2 agglomerators. Oh, expensive. Should we finish our last one first? I mean, this is probably an awful idea. I mean, how much is the drug worth when it... This is such a bad idea. Creamer. You see, this could be an opportunity to use a creamer. Yeah, I think this was probably an ill-judged thing. I wish it was a good idea though. Like I say, we'll see. We'll see in one moment when. Let's look at the profit on it. Profit -20. Yeah. I think I need very efficient machines before this could possibly be a good idea. I mean, 100 would need a brand value of like plus quite a lot, and it does actually have an active side effect, so it'd be quite a long time before this is really making us any money. So that was a bad idea. It's an interesting experiment. I'm very interested to see if that ever becomes a good strategy. I probably should have just sold cheap painkillers. Maybe when things like clinical trials are in the game, that'll be... Oh, screw this. Because when clinical trials are in the game, it might be possible to kind of inflate the value of something. Or even actually, yeah, but quite rightly actually, you could just, if do a trial that fast tracks. I mean, that is the plan, by the way. The idea is that clinical trials will fast track the process of getting these brand values, because you do an official trial. So instead of it being kind of on word of mouth and kind of doctors' experience with your drugs, it's like, here's a trial. Look, our painkiller is excellent, and if it really is a great painkiller, then you should be able to jump straight up to maybe 120%, 130% brand value. If it's a bad painkiller, the opposite will happen. So it's you only really want to do clinical trials when you've got a good drug, or if you're going to try and kind of sweep the bad clinical trials under the carpet and only release the good ones if you've got a bad drug, and that will be possible too. Interesting stuff. So yeah, that kind of bodes okay. I'm actually quite okay with how that went. I wish I hadn't wasted all that money. I think this is okay, going for an antibiotic here. No side effects, so we'll just use the pill maker. Max strength, perfect. So this will be a good antibiotic. We'll see how this goes. I think... What's the profit like? So the profit's already 100, which is pretty good, actually. Apparently it's a Spanish... This is a Mexican pharmaceutical company, Antibiotica. His causes headaches because he's an idiot. But in fairness, it's not got much less value than mine, and mine costs a lot more to make, but hopefully mine will be better in the long term. Yeah, 2 infections cured. 3. Looks, it seems to work on 50% of patients, pretty good. So we've obviously gone for a very different strategy to the AI, and I think ours is probably working better. These profits will just continue to increase. It makes your medicine much more kind of resistant to other people mooching in on your market if you've got nice high brand values. Our operating margin's gone up from 30% to 40%, which can only be a good thing. Making some nice money now. Finally can afford all these researchers, and we do have 6, remember, explorers. So yeah, no, certainly I thought for a minute it was all getting a bit easy, but not when you cock up like I do. Okay, I think this is probably a good time to call it a day on this video. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I'll do a little bit of thinking at the end of it. We're a good way through the tree. We're still a fair way off these really big ones. We're going for the chromatograph because that's going to be helpful for this drug here. Once we get those 2 catalysts, we can get these ones. So it's really going to open stuff up. Interesting. Well, and then we'll actually have enough explorers to then go back and get this one, which will get us another catalyst, which we can use with the autoclave. No, I need the cryogenic condenser for that. So we might have to, once we finish the chromatograph, use some of our scientists to get the cryogenic condenser, use our explorers to go get this catalyst here. But yeah, I think it's suddenly we're going to have a lot of options, and these will have very high demands, which is nice. Sue's rash, look at this. All because of our stroke medicine. Interesting, this is though being reduced steadily by hypertension and stroke risk. So you see that downward curve. I mean, it's gone from what, 600 and I'm going to say 20 down to 500 and these are weird scales, aren't they? 75 per jump. 560, 70, something like that. That's quite a big drop. That's a dropping 50. So actually, our reduced stroke medicine, the profit's going to, well, interestingly, the profit will decline as we are curing people and there are less people that need it. But as our brand value increases, we might be able to deal with that. Another reason to make good drugs and have high brand value. So sorry if I'm talking about that a lot, guys. It's actually something that I put in the game and haven't really play tested yet. So this is actually really interesting. I think I wanted the testing and the idea of making good drugs that are actually good. I wanted it, like I say, to have a lot of long-term benefits, but I wanted it to be expensive to do. And I think actually the way the mechanics work together, that is the case. Wow, okay, it's got lots of stuff in this. Got the antihistamine. Which we can actually upgrade straight away. That's wicked. That we go do that straight away. And we've got, okay, I think, you know what, in the next game, next time I play, let's just assign these to here and fire the extra guy. Next time we play, I think we're going to have to jump to a new building, maybe this one with all these extra ports, and we're just going to use that catalyst, that triangle catalyst, in 3 different cures. Loads and loads of mixers. We probably need to get the shaker, almost certainly. Alright, so yeah, we didn't add a huge amount to our thing. We got the stroke medicine, which was a really good breakthrough. We got the antibiotic, which is pretty good. But I think we're well positioned now for the future. Thank you for watching this video blog. I hope you're enjoying this more prolonged gameplay session, and it will continue to a 4th, I can guarantee. But I'm not sure beyond that. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. If I keep having fun and the game does not break, I'll keep playing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.